Dire team ban.
Mind?
Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Well, there's still NA after. Yeah. EU-wise, this is...
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Anyway, let's try.
Radiant team pick.
Enchantress.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have all come together to watch the final, the last game, the last series of Europe and CIS here at the BTS.pro series, season number 4, with T-Pan and T-Governor, Team Spirit and Viking GG, best of 5. This should be a banger. Man, it is great to be here, and obviously 2 great teams, one of the most handsomest co-casters I could find, and overall a fantastic package just before Christmas. T-Governor, welcome.
Of the light.
So, how do we start this? How do we start this?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
to have some
remaining.
inter-regional grand final like we've seen in most of the big tournaments in the last couple iterations. Other than that, Team Spirit, just in case you're not aware, that is Yellow Submarine. They just got picked up by Team Spirit. I think just last week, if that, last couple of days. So it is, you know, Yellow Submarine, Team Spirit versus Viking in the grand final. And yeah, this is new patch. Meta's kind of the same, but the heroes are very, very different.
Team ban.
To some degree. Not really. I take that back. PA still here. No, no. I mean, Sven's not here, all right? That in the back of my mind, I was thinking of Sven, all right? Sven, see ya, buddy. I'm not seeing... Oh, mate, we're not going to see that for some time. Unless...
Very true. I think all the Nordics are gone. Sven's out. Magnus, well, he's not really around because people are like, there are more interesting heroes to play.
5 seconds.
There's definitely that. And not to even mention, we're still going without any map changes, any economy changes, which are most likely to drop in the near future. At least I hope they do before the DPC event starts. And most importantly, like, have at least a week or 2 time to kind of like adapt and learn what's going to happen, so that everybody doesn't go on like cold feet to their first like qualifier games, because that would suck for like open qualifier teams and close qualifier teams. That would suck for them the most.
Remaining.
Like, based on like you said about the Twitter and how like the update was meant to be like 3 gig and only 1.6, etc. Like the No One tweet, if you saw Epicenter Twitter, they had a comment from No One saying like there will be these changes coming. So it will be really exciting to see if within the next week or so, are we going to get like big XP changes, big gold changes, you know, all the kind of major meta dictating stuff. So yeah, I just love the fact that if that is to be true, we have this kind of 2-tier patch where round 1 is just learn the heroes, guys. Just learn what shards do, learn what's happening. We can find out what's bugged and broken, and then, you know, a week later they throw in all the heavy stuff. But alas, that's all for next week. For now, Team Spirit, Viking GG. Viking were first picking the draft. They picked up the Enchantress. It was banned out in both the series, both the games they played out yesterday. And they go back for their Kotal. Aramis played it both games as well. It was very annoying to deal with. Probably one of the best supports in my...
Yeah, very big nuisance. And Team Spirit were able to score a victory with Enchantress. So let's see how Viking pulls off the Ench this time. I think the most notorious Ench performance I've actually seen is not even actually from either of these 2 teams. I think it was the the Thunder Predator team back in NASA a few weeks ago in another tournament that was like, I saw this Enchantress diving tier 2 towers at the 7-8 minute mark with what's it called, a Satyr Tormentor, the one with the Hadouken. So yeah, so you have like this level level 6, level 5 Enchantress, 7 minutes in a tier 2 tower just diving you. That's when you really feel like your enemy's pulse 5 is feeling it. So if Viking can pull off something similar with some dangerous Eng plays, those are definitely on the table and it can happen. And now with that Coddle, that goddamn Coddle.
Radiant
I did actually discuss with Celery, I think, after this series, and I was like, goddamn Coddle looks good. And he said the same thing. I was like, goddamn Coddle actually looks really goddamn good right now. So, Spice? Yeah, it does.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Witch Doctor.
Enabling your side lane, you play a really fast tempo game. Like Coddle just goes for a quick ags, gets that big team fight, dragging these heroes across the map. Ench is always setting up, or the Fury from yesterday. Like it's just really nice to play with. So I hope to see that
5
fast pace from
seconds
Viking as
remaining.
well. And Team Spirit, their response is they're trying to slow down that aggression with like a Witch Doctor pick. It's that cask has high value against what an
Radiant
Ench type
team
lineup
pick.
provides. It's that quick run at you. For Viking, they go for the same strat of yesterday, where it won't be this Nyx plus Kotl off lane, where it's the stun, the impale into illuminate. You have the chakra to help them with the more impales, and yeah, Toby's just playing these really obnoxious off lanes. So far, we've seen one bounty game, one Nyx game, and
10 seconds.
he's just in your
remaining.
face. It's so annoying to deal with.
But now with, to
5
talk
seconds
about,
remaining.
like, okay, he picks out the next assassin, but let's talk about if he actually went for something like a Doom, another obnoxious hero to go up against, because Satanic, nerfed to the ground, no status resistance, doesn't that make Doom really strong right now?
Dire team pick.
And no, like, you still need to get out of laning phase, so mid Doom for sure can be very good, but in principle, Doom's still very strong. Only a few cores would want to buy Satanic anyway, right? So I think Doom's in the exact same place, and status resistance in general, that is like a key thing to look at. Like the idea that Satanic has been
10
removed, I think for big
seconds
picture, sorry, the status resistance has been removed. For big picture of the game, that's
5
where we're looking
seconds
for. But yeah,
remaining.
Doom for sure is still a very good hero. Also, fun fact by the way, it is Toby's birthday today
Oh,
when we open up the game. So happy birthday, Toby.
happy birthday, Toby,
Good.
indeed.
Good luck, but again, can't be biased, mate. I'm a caster, so I don't wish
Obviously.
you enough luck to win, but I wish you just enough luck to have a good day. All right, so you find the happy medium, but anyway, best wishes, mate. There you go.
Exactly. I think that's just, you know, like honest and being friendly in a sense, because, you know, it's a birthday
Dire
and,
team
you know,
back.
maybe it gives him something of
Faceless
that
void.
extra flair, so to say. When it's on his birthday, maybe he plays something flashy instead of like those you said annoying
Mate, he's playing
offlane
Nyx.
heroes.
He's already playing. He's playing his Nyx, though, mate. He's got exactly
Yeah.
what he's want. He's set himself up to have this
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
And Team Spirit actually picked the
10
Batrider
seconds
into the
remaining.
Nyx. Years have gone by and Nyx has been the counter to Batrider.
5
Same
seconds
kind of
remaining.
principle of Nyx into Viper. You just run into the Firefly into that AoE damage. You carapace, you stun him up. You can completely mitigate his ability to really enter the team fight confidently. But then Viking, they respond to the Batrider with a Void because they need a core that can buy that MKB. They need a hero that can also survive against the Batrider. Void is one of those few heroes that can, because the time dilation prevents the napalm stacks. He can also then, time walk away from any of this quick damage. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
Viking, they have a really scary draft for just laning presence, but then just map control. And in the rare scenario, and I roll my eyes at this, in the rare scenario that the Nyx finds the PA and is able to actually get Vendetta right click on the PA, sure, we have a break. The blurb will not work. But in the rare scenario that he's able to get through the Doctor, the Clock, and the Bat, we'll get to see that too.
I kind of like the idea that Team Spirit, they went for the Batrider
10
without
seconds
actually
remaining.
banning any of the Heart Dispellers, basically. So
5
when they
seconds
could have
remaining.
maybe taken away the Legion Commander,
Dire team back.
they've already banned the Doom in the first phase. We talked about like the Doom pick for Toby later on, because obviously first ban also there. But like, you know, those oracles and all that, when you already see the Enchantress and the Coddle picks come out, you're like, okay, you're not gonna go for another support pick anyway, because you already have your 5s and 4s locked in. So you're kind of
doing OG mate.
You're feeling very comfortable just going on a bat pick, because you know they can't do anything against you. Well, Nyx maybe, but
yeah, exactly. I think the other thing as well, the Ench can fare okay against bat because of the Enchancellor that comes into play. But yeah, like you said, this bat pick, it's more about there isn't that instant lane counter coming in from the support, so he doesn't really care, because Bat Rider as well nowadays, they go for bots, straight BKB. And if you get that, if you have a good lane and you're not playing into the next lane, and then you get the BKB, you don't care about that matchup. So as much as there's that counter in play, like the itemization and the general plan of a Bat Rider can play against the next. The point is, when we've seen Toby play yesterday, he likes to collapse out of laning phase very quickly, get his 6 and just start making plays. Like on the Bounty Hunter, he was tracking everyone.
Remaining.
On the Nyx, he was just using Vendetta. Sure, he didn't really get kills, but he was just still being a very annoying hero. And that's what I'd like to see him do in this game, where you get that quick 6, you just suddenly teleport to that bat lane, you kill off the bat, and now he doesn't get the bots at like minute 10. He can't farm a quick BKB. And then you're looking at the spirit, the spirit supports, the Witch Doctor on the clock, having to try and look for kills. And these two supports, they actually aren't the most comfortable heroes running into the likes of a Void or a Coddle. The Blinding Light mitigates the battery assault from Clockwork. The Void can always get away from the clock, and there's not that hard lockdown. That's a nice puck pick as well. This Viking lineup's very scary.
It does synergize. It does work with the Coddle, does work with the Nyx, you know, just lining up stuns, keeping them close to each other, kind of isolating some heroes. And Void can also now kind of use Chronosphere for single pickoffs, because, you know, Puck is creating a lot of space, and also that early damage that Puck provides. Because I've always had, cheap damage, because that's what I've been thinking. If a Puck can't carry the game by himself in 20 minutes, it's over. That's kind of the mentality I have. So that's why you have Faceless Void to back you up in the later parts. But Puck will have a lot of impact in the early game.
Really strong pick for sure. Like, I was literally about to say the same point, so thank you, Panda, for stealing my point. I now don't really have anything to say about Puck. But no, it's...
We can talk about what does Spirit want to fill their lineup with, seeing the Puck pick.
Well, that also puts me in the point of having to actually make a prediction and to really test my analytics skills. It's a new patch, mate. I'm kind of scared to do that. So let's look at this Puck one more time. They need an int hero that can play off the recall, that can play off that, oh, what? He's here? You know, one of those moments. So that's where the Puck fares pretty well. If I keep adding additional points, you know, 17 seconds left, eventually Spirit will pick, and then I don't have to make a prediction. But
I'm just going to go wild. I'll just say Shadow Fiend. I'll just say Shadow Fiend out of nothing, and I don't really have anything that you have, like a damage dealer.
Oh, Kunkka. No, yeah.
But you were probably wanting to say Kunkka while I was talking, so...
Yeah, I was.
We always run into this.
I looked at the bans and I saw DK Tiny, which are like the two, like Tiny auto kill Puck, and then DK is like the hard counter. So what Viking were banning out were just kind of early damage mitigators that can just frontline. And then I was gonna, after my memes, I wasn't even gonna joke here. I was kind of gonna get along the lines of a Kunkka hero, but you know, oh well, our memes, you know, went over above the predictions, but alas, they go for the Kunkka. It is a really good Kunkka game for the idea of Viking. They want to run at you, they want to be non-stop aggressive with their lineup. The Void will try and be that outscaling hero, but the Kunkka with that boat buff, the ability to frontline, really obnoxious. I hope we get to see his shard, because it is the dumbest thing. It's like, you just have this little water tidal wave pool thing, and it just gently pushes back these heroes. It's like, no, don't fight me now. Yeah, it's
that's
so
actually interesting, because if you think about, like, outside of the game lore-wise, and how Tidehunter and Kunkka kind of fit in together, because Tide is slowing them with the same kind of gush, and Kunkka is actually pushing them away with the same kind of gush.
Yeah, but why is Tide's gush such a poor visual? Kunkka's shard. Kunkka's shard is like, ooh, look at that. True. And then Tide's just like,
true.
Yeah, like justice for Tide. Let's get.
Interesting.
We want the Kunkka animation on the Tide gush. Okay.
Yeah, I think it should be the other way around. Exactly, because
should. Why
his name is literally the goddamn Tide Hunter. He's supposed to be in those waves, smacking you with that big anchor, and then instead he just, you know, spits on the. Just
Look at that. You like that? A little bit of damage. Yeah. It's so sad. But alas, Team Spirit, you know, actually, I kind of like how they rounded out the draft for sure. This Kunkka does... It does run out the draft in the idea of he can stop that aggression, but he is the only hero that can stop that. He needs to be so active in the map in regards to being in the right place at the right time. And that's really hard to do when you're against a Nyx, an Ench, and a Koddle, because the Ench is always going to be scouting out with the creeps. The Nyx will always be scouting out with the Vendetta, and the Koddle can always recall the Puck of the Void, the hero that doesn't have TP available. So if Kunkka's present in these fights, then maybe they can turn it around. But also, if you get over that kind of the idea of damage mitigation that is Kunkka, you have to think about what damage does Spirit even bring in these early fights. And Witch Doctor Clock, maybe at 6 they can provide big fight, Batrider with levels, but early on Viking do have the superior draft. So again, we need to see Toronto Tokyo have a really standout game.
And also, I think something that we might want to, like, if we want to build a storyline for the grand finals. We mentioned Toby having his birthday, the offlaner for Viking GG. What about Team Spirit? We've got Collapse playing on Batrider. Yesterday, absolutely insane performance from the youngster. He's several years younger than Toby is. He's proven himself to be a very capable player, but I guess hindsight 2020, we can go in like who is the, well, at least series-wise, the better offlaner player. So I think that is something that we can, like, not
You're throwing this down to a showdown.
or...
It's bloody Toby's birthday, and you're like, yeah, mate. So if you lose this series, Collapse is the better offlane. No. Technically, that is true, right? That is true, though. Technically, like the winner should, in theory, be better, but. You know, no pressure, Toby. Again, it is...
Yeah, I think I need to rephrase my words a little bit better there, because I didn't mean to sound so harsh with that, but I mean the idea behind it.
Mate, gosh, don't worry.
Keeping an eye open.
Dude,
keeping an eye open.
A lot harsher, Panda.
Because I feel like Collapse can make these really flashy plays by himself. And he's got the hero that he's capable of doing those, while you see the Nyx Assassin can be more of that, like, oh, look at that. Instead of like, oh my god, what a play, because you know the heroes are playing. Nyx Assassin is more of that, you know, surprise element. Batrider can make those quick plays happen. So it doesn't really justify or give enough justice to how well these two guys have been playing.
Yeah.
And they only actually have played one series, which is the thing. So they're just coming in from a victory into the grand finals.
Exactly, on this patch.
On this patch as well.
There we go, yeah.
Who's going to have the 100% win rate?
Oh, damn, going into Christmas. Wow,
I think that's
actually.
something. And that concerns way more players. Oh, the Porsche offensive courier. That's Toby's courier going down. That's a salve dead. Not a panic salve though. He's fine.
He's chilling.
So Bad's also connected the creep wave in top, allowing Collapse to hit that early level 2. Clockwork's gonna go bully Enchantress. Keep Celery away.
Where are you going?
Now that Batrider's going to hit 2, you have the Firefly, you have Napalm, so enable that as well. But the Vision, maybe some well, bullying damage in a sense. So Ram is looking for a solo kill, but there's a Fairy Fire, and Miposhka actually lives. Illuminate comes through,
so good.
And the Fairy Fire keeps him alive. Good attempt.
I'd say the important thing about top lane though was the fact that they had this kind of 1.5 creep wave where it had a couple more melee creeps into it, which allowed Shad to completely remove the creep wave, his own dire creep wave. So Batrider, even though he gets a little bit of XP, he just missed absolutely everything. And Shad, he's had nothing taken away from him. Yatara getting first blood in bot lane. Royal Call early on, especially with the fact that you don't have this blinding light and you are a solar bind boy now, you are very much a victim to your positioning. And I keep liking to kind of reference a Kotal +1 lane as like the Viper +1 lane, where level 1, 2, 3 it can kind of be a bit awkward where you can die, but then when you get to like 4, 5+, that's when you start dominating, when you have the chakra, the points in the illuminate, and you're really just applying that pressure.
Yeah, I know.
UI fix in there. Apparently we had the BO3 left from yesterday. I thought I fixed the BO5 for the playoff bracket, but I also forgot that it's actually the draft screen as well. So my bad, it's fixed. It's dealt with now. And, yeah, it's just we didn't see the Coddle kill, unfortunately for that. But
oh, you didn't? Oh well.
No, No, I'm glad you narrated through it though.
No, yeah, that's fine. I actually predicted that you'd be doing the HUD, so that's why I went into such detail.
And honestly,
on a single kill. Yeah.
It's best if you have the T-Tours at the start.
That's true. To be fair, though, I said, like, have we seen at grand finals where T-tours have happened like during the big clutch fight? Like maybe like the observer just goes to sleep in like the game winning fight.
Hopefully we didn't just jinx it. Stun connecting on Miposhka. Illuminate comes through as well after the impale. An amount of damage, but it doesn't take down this Witch Doctor. Toby finally gets that courier and the salve. That's a magic wand with some extra HP for himself. Ern almost ready. 11 CS picked up 16 on the PA though, so a little bit better for the Yatoro Phantom Assassin. But Toby's still getting a good amount of farm.
Yeah, like this bot lane isn't really that strong from Team Spirit, simply because of the value of an early stick or wand. Nyx naturally has a really good armor and regen anyways. He's bought the Ring of Protection, and you have this Coddle with you, so it is very much a happy Nyx lane. There could be some lanes where Nyx can't ever approach the lane, like maybe like a Juggernaut +1 where he just gets spun down, but especially when it's a PA as your carry, you just thrive in these type of situations.
Yes, it's also pretty even in mid. Very difficult as a puck to try and dodge Tidebringers. It's near impossible, but
you can just pump fake it. And then he wastes the phase and then off he goes again. But he has done a pretty good job in fairness. Boom. He has dodged, I think, 2 or 3 so far. Simply because Toronto Tokyo isn't cancelling and he's just fully committing. But again, Boom he's doing a pretty stellar job. 26. Oh, I can't read. 27-1.
Yeah. They get to contest at least the bounties, but by the looks of it, so does Team Spirit. They get 2 bounties for themselves, so 2 for 2. That means our bounty situation is 5-3 in favor of Viking.
Oh, I wish I tested the lobby actually beforehand, but can you use the Witch Doctor Shard whilst like rooted or... Obviously not stunned, but for any of these,
I don't really know how that works.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see, but that's going to be hype. I bought one Witch Doctor Ag Shard, and it was so refreshing because an Ursa would jump me, and then I'd be like, boop, I'm now a ward.
Oh,
and then,
Celery.
Yeah. Bye, Celery.
Go for so bad with the help of Collapse. Trying to get rid of that enchanted ghost.
Yeah.
That is 77 damage on that ghost when it's controlled by the Ench. 77. And a slow.
You get plus 30 damage when on level 2 enchant. It is really, really annoying. Who's gonna get a 6-minute rune?
Which one is it? It's an illusion for Kunkka. At least he denies it from puck refill bottle.
Yeah, unfortunately as well, Celery actually instantly TV'd into mid as well. So when Puck went for the 50-50, she lost and didn't get the refill from the Enchantress either. So kind of an upsetting moment for Boom there. Only now having 1 bottle charge to retreat to the jungle. But actually keeping top now.
Temp there, yeah. Celery in the jungle, so that's there. Boom is trying to look for an easy quick kill. Might have to use his ulti. Yeah. Has to secure the kill with the ultimate, yeah.
Strange time to hibernate.
If he didn't have to use Dream Coil there, like that'd be amazing. Because like look at this rotation. He goes top. He only missed 2 creeps.
Oh, he dies getting the coconut out, and Yatoro, can he capitalize on this? He's trying his best onto Aramis, but the Solar Bind will slow him down, so he's unable to keep the chase.
Yeah, Viking are trying to just make the initial moves. A really key thing as well that we haven't mentioned is Ancients. The damage from Magic was 70% previous patch, now 50%. Collapse is gone on a little bit here, so yeah, a moment of silence for the fight.
Did he actually see? Oh, Chrono. Collapse was chasing Celery around, but he's gonna bite the dust.
They keep fighting at like the perfect points so that I can't do any talking about analysis. It's thoroughly annoying. But anyway, more importantly, I'm going to quickly say it before the next fight breaks out. Ancient 70% reduction, now 50%, so people with magic damage can do it. Thank God you didn't take a fight. Oh my God.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
For once. It's hard to squeeze in sometimes.
But in bot lane...
Yeah, I was looking at that. But the thing was, when you were about to talk about those Ancients, you did see Celery actually blocked the pull from Collapse, who was stacking it. And he's coming back again, but he's going to be late this time.
no,
While the
Aramis
Polska
died.
dies to Aramis and Celery is coming to contest.
Alright, can we just watch Batrider farm Ancients, please? Because last patch, this wasn't a thing.
Let's go.
Under attack.
6 stacks. We're gonna look at the Ancient Dragon.
Like, look at this. Why?
6 enough damage. Meanwhile, Celery is dying in the river.
I don't care. Why can a Batrider happily farm these golems with confidence? Of course, he's got Napalm and many of them, but like,
Yeah.
bring me back. You know what? I want 90% magic resistance.
Oh, okay. You want even more. Just because of the Batrider.
A CM could probably ult them now, you know? Like, if you're walking through the jungle and you accidentally misclick your ult and you're like, sorry, PA with Battle Fury, didn't mean to ult your own ancient camp, you know? Like, that can happen.
Well, at least if we look at the net worth, we've got our Kunkka leading with 4,500 net worth, just above the Faces Void. PA, 700 gold behind Viking GG carry. Otherwise, looks like the farm is pretty nicely spread out. And now hunting on Miposhka, Viking GG with 4 heroes into bottom.
Is under attack.
Quick work on Miposhka. Puck has also built up a double null talisman. The power treads. Is this the wave clearing thing? Same with the Wind Ranger?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the reason is the same.
Have
Radiant's
mana
bottom
regen,
tower
be able to
is under
always
attack.
have this kind of early damage, but if you just look at this disparity between Puck and Kunkka right now, it's the fact that Kunkka, he just flash farms jungle, he can't be pressured by Puck, so it forces Puck to make moves on the map.
Structures are
Kunkka
fortified.
naturally doesn't want to be proactive in his rotations. He wants to
Radiant's
look
bottom
towards
tower
the
is
enemy
under
team
attack.
diving, TP in, and
Dire's
utilizing
top
X
tower
mark.
is under
But with his
attack.
heroes that he has, there's no one to really play off. There isn't any turnaround potential and this early damage that we mentioned. So we are going to see Team Spirit focus more at farming inwardsly. You know, utilize that jungle, wave clear when possible. But if Vikings group up for a tower, it should, you know, most of the time fall unless Team Spirit bring 4 or 5 heroes.
Team Spirit, they do have their Boots of Travels now ready on Collapse, so the mobility is up for the Batrider. Now going on to a Blink Dagger, but that does mean
Radiant
that Team
structures
Spirit's
are
not
fortified.
necessarily wanting to take initiation-based fights. Maybe the Kunkka does the work for the first minutes, get that Blink Dagger up. Spirit looks like they want to just farm for a few more minutes, kind of allowing Viking GG to do the same. Toby TPing on top, however, I feel like Viking want to take the initiative. And there's the
Good old
stun,
Paradox.
and this is going to be like, okay, he doesn't get the impale off.
A bit awkward.
But there's the hook shot, the lasso comes through as well. Here comes the Mud Golem, and the Impetus Spear will finish the job. Clockwork's going to get caught up as well. Miposhka comes out of the trees. Stunning Celery, but Shad and Toby nicely spread out, so
Radiant's
no
middle
further
tower
casualties.
is under
Batrider
attack.
taken out, but Chrono has been used in Toronto, Tokyo. Looks like he's up to no good. Puck is TPing in as well. That's
He
a
just
lot of
completed
traffic
his-
in top now.
Yep. But Tokyo can die here. He has the armlet, but
1700 HP.
yeah, he double bracelet armlet phase. Like, this is his kind of big timing right now, where he can decide to either A, just continue farming jungle and just get super hard and like super tanky. But realistically, Team Spirit needs someone to start making these moves. And you want to see Witch Doctor Clock Bat play behind this Kunkka, open up the map for the PA to get her farm, because if they don't start looking to cross that river and to make plays, you suddenly see Viking really set the tempo of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, and Void's going for a Maelstrom. All right.
Yeah, Maelstrom into BKB.
Dire are scanning.
So, what is the reasoning behind the Maelstrom here? There's no illusions to clear. There's
Radiant's
only
top
one
tower is
possible
under
Blink
attack.
Dagger coming out, and that's also a long shot to cancel a Blink Dagger with a Maelstrom block.
I think, well, there's kind of one meme answer and one real answer.
Right.
Real answer is going to be, he just wants
Gleipnir?
to... Yeah, Gleipnir is the meme answer, yep. And the real answer is probably just farm speed, wants to be able to take these earlier fights and deal with the tankiness of like a Kunkka and PA, potentially. Like the Maelstrom procs play off the lightning. That could be a play. And also Mask of Madness, you don't want to buy against PA, so you need to have some farm speed. He doesn't want to buy Midas because his team's looking to fight. So yeah, realistically,
Radiant's top tower.
yeah, Maelstrom's the best farming item here actually. Yeah, that's it.
Trying to click on heroes really hard here. Opening the secret shop as Toronto Tokyo is rewarded the kill on Toby. That's surprised by a looming sentry ward on top of the cliff. 5th kill for Team Spirit and an opening maybe on this tier 1 tower in the top lane. But they're teleporting bottom with Boom.
Dire's
Boom,
middle
Shad.
tower is under attack.
If they can find Collapse, that could be a worthy pickoff for them. Boom is hunting.
The key difference in this game for Viking compared to the series yesterday, they aren't so confident to make these aggressive plays because they are scared of this Kunkka threat. Like, front of Tokyo, he has one component of BKB, 7.5k gold. Like, he is so happily already positioned in the lane that Viking needs to play. Like, bot tower fell. Where does Viking play? Mid? Okay, so Tokyo parks top. He can TP mid if needed. And Viking will just die if the Kunkka is present.
Yeah. Setting up towards mid as well. Viking are moving away, but they're coming back to Collapse, and Boom, he's been hunting for this Batrider for over a minute now, and he gets the ulti connected. Shad is also there. Chrono's available, trying to juke him around, forces the Chrono to come out. They're gonna have to give away this Batrider's life. Might lose their mid-tier 1 tower as a trade, though. Coming in from cellar, and they see him.
He's
Not
dead.
quite sure what's the idea behind this. It does take them quite some time. Toby gets the stun onto the Witch Doctor ulti. Still pummeling Toby. And Boom comes in as well. Yatoro gets a jump on Aramis. Blinding Light comes out as well. The Tomato is bullying the Phantom Assassin, and they have a clear target on their sights. So bad with a hook shot on the back line. Just trying to keep Viking away. Boom is still hunting. Trying to go on Miposh. The Coconut comes out as well. There comes Yatoro. Might have got a bit too deep, but the damage ain't enough on this PA right now. And Boom. Okay, here comes the X mark. The boat might be enough to kill off Boom, and he will dodge it. There's the lasso, though. It's going to be enough. They're going to take down one Shad. Gets the time walk out in time. Void will get to live through, but that Tomato combined with the Illuminate does do a decent amount of damage. But in the end, Viking actually hold their mid-tier 1 tower. It's a 1-for-2 trade for Team Spirit.
Overall, pretty good hold from Viking, but still a net win for Spirit in the idea that they are so hard to kill. They didn't really use that much here. They kind of, ran mid. Kunkka just existed. And I think maybe if Viking tried going on the same hero, they would be able to easily kill over the Kunkka or the PA. But the issue is at the start of the fight, the Clockwork had such a great disconnect, hooking onto the backlines. It allowed for Team Spirit just to, safely disengage.
Radiant are scanning.
But in terms of net worth, though, if you, I don't know if you're showing that right now, it's the fact that this Nyx off lane, he is the chap that's meant to be the aggressor, start, take down laning phase, run around the map and try and make things happen.
Toby.
Oh, there, all right.
Surprise!
There we go.
This is not your birthday gift, though.
I said meant because he hasn't really been able to do it, and this was going to be the next part. He can't really run into Team Spirit's side right now because they're just grouping up together. Evident. Yep. Literally what we just saw.
So I'm going for more. Hook shot comes through. Can they connect anything? They can't get the lasso on him, but the Coconut comes through. Maladin is there as well. Gonna take them for a little bit more damage. Collapse goes in for an aggressive deep dive, and he will pay off. Gets the damage with that aggressive blink in. That also does mean that we do have a blink dagger Batrider, which we haven't actually had.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's actually pretty fast. It's like,
Radiant structures.
I mean, he finished his Boots of Travels in what, 10 minutes? Then he lined up his blink dagger. He's finished it in less than 6 minutes, and we're still in like semi-early game, to be honest.
Yeah. I like the fact that Collapse did go for this blink dagger. He allowed himself to, like, some players under the threat of a Nyx would be scared. Okay, well, I have to go BKB because of carapace, but it identifies all he needs to do is get that initial jump, that initial connection with the lasso, and then hopefully that PA or that extra little +1 can come through and get that kill. And if the Nyx is in the position where he's trying to carapace the Batrider, then maybe you could also hope that your team should be able to punish him for that as well. Play around vision, that's the key thing. If you have good vision, you don't have to respect the Nyx. And Team Spirit, they are not really respecting the Nyx in the idea that they have the sentries down, so why do we have to be scared of this 4.8k net worth off lane that's just kind of running around hoping to find like a stray hero? Just play together and he can't be a hero.
Yes, they're aiming towards the later parts of the game where that Chronosphere really has that big impact. The puck ulti misses. They're going to use the Chrono once again to catch the Batrider, and it will be enough. Aramis throws in that Illuminate just to make sure they get the kill. Again, now, I mean, they can use the puck ulti. Even if it misses, it's the initial damage. They hold them in place, and then they're still using the Chrono after, because Void can't just, single-handedly take down this Batrider. It's still like 1700 HP, a very fast hero, very mobile. Puck ulti is not that long of a cooldown. The chrono is, though. So I think that's the downside of Viking, is that they can't use their chrono for like these big plays. Spirit also understand that. They keep on trading. Does that mean the Batrider's now going to TP
Void in
mid
top
to
lane. Oh,
fight?
Coconut RNG. Maposhka went for like the most ambitious Coconut I've ever seen in my life. You know what, lads? There's 5 creeps there plus a Void. I bet you he'll always
So
hit
that
him.
says Roshan.
All right.
He just, as soon as Batriders respawned, he TP top.
Yeah.
He just instantly said Roshan. Like, cater?
They're looking for it, but no, maybe not. Like, PA is about to complete the BKB, and this for Team Spirit is by far the best timing against the strategy that Viking has implemented in the playoffs so far of the BTS Pro Series. It's the fact that they want to go skirmishing, they want to go fight, they want to go at you. Team Spirit, they have both countered that through this Kunkka pick, but also
Puck
key
ulti.
optimization.
Next in mid,
Well, look at
Team
the
Spirit,
Kunkka.
they're going to reinitiate. A lot of damage comes through from the Tidebringer. They've got the Ignis. The Bolt comes in as well, and boom, again, he's just going to dodge it. Just like before, Ignis falls. They can't get the Clockwork kill, and Viking, they're also brought back to full HP. Have this Mechanism Enchantress. You don't always see it, but he is the optimal carrier for it in the team. I think that's a smart choice as well, like building your mech on a pos 5. It might take a little bit longer,
Radiant
but
are
you're still able to
scanning.
get it, and why not? Just be this big, massive healing machine.
Thing is, it is pretty cheap. It's 1800 gold, technically 1900 if you round up, so it's
Still a lot of money for a pos 5.
No, it is. I think the item build-up also feels a little bit better nowadays, especially because you have the headdress, you can go chainmail. It's not that bad. For Team Spirit, though, this mid-fight, one Kunkka appears, prevents the jump onto the clock, and they don't need to take the fight because the PA just wasn't ready. She didn't have the the BKB yet,
Radiant's
sorry.
middle tower is
500
under
gold away.
attack.
That's when you're going to see that type of fight where Viking have like a soft commit, but they throw a Will-O-Wisp down, they throw a coil, but they can't really get into the fight. That's where Team Spirit in 2 minutes time will capitalize on that failed initiation and try and just wreak havoc in the fight. The Batrider blinking in, the PA just jumping onto the supports. And with the items that we're mentioning for Viking, none of these help survive when they are jumped. They allow for the fight to occur, but they don't allow for their own survival. So Kotal, Ench, these heroes will just blow up. Maybe the mech can help the Ench a little bit, but against a PA, 800 HP Ench, you're buying the mech for your team at this point. So
Yeah.
yeah, the next 2-3 minutes are looking quite scary for Viking, especially when they get constantly flared and are under the vision of Team Spirit.
You want to do a quick shard check? I saw something interesting on Team Spirit.
All right, I'm gonna look. Hold on. You mean the PA or?
Yep. PA who just finished the BKB, and we're gonna get that 12% max HP nuke from the Fan of Knives. And the break,
I'm happy to see that we're seeing the shard on the PA actually bought in the correct order. Yesterday we saw, I think, the third item. It was like Battle Fury, Deso. No, it was Battle Fury, BKB, then
Battle
break.
3 BKB, shard, and Deso, yeah. So it was a bit off.
Yeah, a little bit.
But the Ignis keeps Celery up. The hook shot connects on Aramis. Tobat is the one holding the choke point of the river. Shat moves in. Time dilation BKB used by Yatoro. Can't use that chrono. They're all too stacked up right now. Celery's dead. Puck seems to get the escape out. Toby low on HP. Another jump from Yatoro. Shat still waiting for his opportunity, but look at Team Spirit. They're so spread out. There's no way this guy can jump in. He finally does. And there's the BKB on the Kunkka. The connection from the coconut. And Shat might have just dug his own grave with that jump in so bad. He's got like, what, 10 HP? Well, about 100 HP. He's still being hunted by a Hadouken creep at the same time. The crits come through on Shad, but not enough from Yatoro. Needed probably one more to get it. Boom, however, wait, what the heck? Boom actually died in the river.
Yeah, so during that fight, when you saw the Void jump in for that chrono, Collapse was actually positioned just here behind the trees in Firefly. The Void didn't see him, and as soon as he jumped in, the Batrider just kind of walked through the trees and built this kind of invisible wall, not allowing the Puck and the rest of the heroes to get into that engagement. It's why you saw Void nearly go down, but also then Puck got chased down by the Witch Doctor and the Batrider. So it's really good patience from Collapse. He also played on the fringe of the fight, knowing that the Nyx was still alive. He couldn't hard commit.
They're gonna go hunting though. Yatoro being the target. Toby was in the front line, but only does a little bit of damage here. Shad can't find any targets. Spirit looking like they might even fight this. And now comes the TP from the Battle Rider as well. The Team Spirit hard back in full strength. Hookshot comes through. Connects into Toby. Meanwhile, Shad is fighting against around Totoki and Yatoro. Gets the jump of the Clockwork. Here's the Ignis. The Puck ulti comes through as well, but it's another miss. Doesn't connect on anything. Toby are dead. Sobat are dead. And the Clockwork fights back. Celery dropping very low at the hands of Yatoro and collapse. And this inch will burn alive. Team Spirit, they find success, and this might just mean Roshan.
Yeah, just the power of these BKBs now, the confidence in teams are able to enter these fights. Batrider now completed his own. It just gets so much scarier for Viking. And I mentioned the idea of what Viking want to do with their lineup. They were never able to get to these early skirmishing fights, so they're now the ones with the lack of damage and the lack of presence simply because of how tanky Team Spirit has become.
No Ignis, no Puck ulti, no coil. Batrider getting E-bladed. Shad also trying to make some moves, but Roshan falls. Aegis for Yatoro. And Viking, they have to, well, disengage at least. They never actually went in, just observed. I was like, well, we can't really do much. Maybe try and steal Roshan with the illusory orb.
And we haven't really mentioned it yet, but Boom went for the E-blade build, the good old Thompson Puck E-blade. And I'm just thinking, right now, Coddle uses Solar Bind, magic resistant reduction. Puck uses E-blade, damage, you know, improvements. So now you're gonna have this one hero who should get completely blown up. Now also attacks inside a Chrono. That is a disgusting amount of damage that's gonna come out on this one hero if they aren't in position. Like, I like the creativity from Viking. My fear is simply it's all about that one kill, that one pickoff, and they're just not finding them.
Yeah.
On the other side,
Puck.
yeah, exactly. On the other side, Spirit, they're the ones running around the map, finding the pickoffs and really setting the pace of the game. 7k lead at 25 minutes. Looking a bit
Being
grim.
the aggressors.
Yeah, it's Viking with the Void versus the world. Like right now, they need Shad to get like a miracle level performance. He needs 2-3 more items and just to try and knock down the game.
Yeah. And suddenly, now that you look at this game, Model doesn't seem like a really big threat after all.
Well, yeah, like Cottle's one of the best here. Hold on, let's watch him die for a second.
Alright. Throws in the Ignis, buys a little bit of time for himself. Lane break, hookshot, okay.
Well, he made it a little bit difficult, but yeah, that's what I was saying. I think Cottle, he is a very good hero. We can't knock that after just this single game, but it's the idea that when teams are able to play together and group up, that's when he's strong. Yatoro.
Wow, this is a good one. They might get the Aegis out of the way. Toronto Tokyo coming to back up his buddy. Pops his BKB, and the turnaround comes through. Toby's out. Celery also dropping low. The X mark's there. This Ench is dead.
They can't kill him, mate. Like, how realistically, if you load up these heroes, these items in a lobby, how do you kill this PA at this point in the game? Like, Nyx has to hit the Vendetta break. No.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No, I don't accept what you just said there. Like, Viking are really struggling at. Thank you. They really are struggling to get the damage across, and like Shad, he went for this Maelstrom to be a bit more farmy. Obviously, he needs the BKB to survive. He really needs that MKB because that's where Viking can play on the lack of saves in Team Spirit lineup. Like, sure, there is this big boat threat to be a damage mitigator, but if Shad can locate the PA in a Chrono, there isn't going to be that like Oracle ult, that SD disruption, that kind of banishing spell to enable their life. So yeah, I'd like to see Shad be able to pause his own game for a second, get some farm, and then when they go for high ground, you can maybe punish Team Spirit's positioning. But Viking, they're a team that they aren't gonna make the silly mistakes which leads to, you know, Shad dying 2 or 3 times alone. Like, they're gonna put positioning around him and identify the fact that he's the one that needs the farm. He needs the game. Like, look at Celery. He's right next to him. He'll block the smoke. He'll die if necessary. Like, all he's doing right now is, all right, Void, we need you to be #1. That's it.
Celery is technically not the sacrificial lamb, but the sacrificial deer.
Yes. You must kill Bambi to win the game. Yes, exactly that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I think the main idea is maybe kill off the Void Spirit. Or Void Spirit. Faces Void to get
I nearly said the same thing. When I said Void, my brain was like, Spirit. And I was like, no. Bad T, don't say that. It's a Void. Just a Void.
Radiant
You are listening to TNT.
That is true.
Smoke up by Team Spirit in the mid lane. So bad. Yatoro, Miposhka, Collapse, pushing out the mid lane. Out.
There it goes.
They're on the
Dire's
hunt.
bottom tower
If they can
is under
find
attack.
somebody. Toby's hiding in the trees. Been, yeah, a lot of hiding action. Gonna stay there.
He's opened his birthday
Coddle in
cards,
the
mate.
top corner. Coddle actually TP's home. I guess Coddle could technically stay in the trees in some lane and just use recall for their advantage. Have
Yeah,
that
like-
split push going on the whole time.
You can see from just the map
Dire's
setup though,
middle
it's the idea that they just
tower
need to
is
push
under
out waves and try and allow for Spirit to waste a
Oh,
TP.
Collapse, beautiful catch on Shad. Follows absolutely through, and he's just deleted in the hands of Yatoro. That's 2,000 HP down in less than a
Dire's
second.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Only Sven. Oh. Do you want to know something? I heard that they like to use fans. We gave you fan for your PA. All the PA fans are happy now. All right. Toby setting up for mid, looking for the stun with 4 snap, gets it through onto the Witch Doctor. Lumina comes through as well. So bad. He's already caught the Nyx. He's got a hook shot available as well. Does he get to use it? There's a creep wave in between, and now lining up. There we go. Onto the Bombi, right in the buttocks of the Enchantress. And there we go. The puck ulti finally connecting on 2.
Yeah, doesn't have to
Decent amount of damage. And now we get the chrono. Now we get the chrono, but where's the damage? They need to capitalize on this. Shad only gets 1 out of the Witch. Ortho Tokyo does a BKB. Gonna get bashed up. Miposhka waiting. And he's gonna get initiated on now this time. Oh, again, the same treatment delivered by Yatoro. Just bashes and smashes the hands of this Faceless Void. No face, no hands, no nothing. And Collapse. He's there to back him up at 25 seconds. No lasso. Mike can lose 3. They did get the chrono, but they don't have the damage anymore.
I will say, you know, I as an analyst, I like to try and bring out new aspects to the audience. And right there, Team Spirit, this is a moment where they should be utilizing their tips onto Shad, simply because the PA had no BKB, had no Aegis, and Shad was unable to
Dire's
actually
top
connect on the
tower
chrono,
is under
killing
attack.
off what arguably is one of the biggest and most threatening heroes on Team Spirit's side. So a little bit of a rough one for sure. And it's so hard for Viking, as much as I kind of meme it there. Like, they're basically playing for the we need to win a fight based on Team Spirit's over aggression, but this fight, it's not going to net them anything. They aren't going to, like, even if they kill the PA there, it gives them a little bit of breathing room, but they're 20k down at 30 minutes. It is so hard for them to really get back into
Also,
but killing the PA there would have, of course, helped. You know, just saying.
Can we commend Toronto Tokyo for building a site on Konka?
Dude, this guy is bomb, man. I saw him buy the BKB armlet, and I was like, all right. I saw the Hex quick, but I'm like, damn, son, you hate puck. Like, yeah, it's a nice build. He is.
But also prevents the Faceless Void from ever using his jump. Meanwhile, well, guess who they found? They found Boom. And now the hook shot as well. Celery will fall as well. So Viking will have 2 heroes down. And this is starting to turn into a super difficult defense for them. They're just running around and doing what they want, basically.
Yeah, they're having fun. That's the key thing. They're just, you know, doing their
They're
thing.
enjoying their time.
Because, like, if you look at these lineups, it's the idea that Viking early on, they're the ones that need to be the aggressors, need to be setting the early pace of the game, utilize recall. But we never saw that come into play. They were never able to really punish Team Spirit because they're the ones making the first move. So, yeah, really good performance so far. But High Ground maybe could be Vikings' last hope here, I think.
Dire's middle tower has
Especially
fallen.
when Void's back up, they got one more chrono until they're completely gone.
Dire's middle,
Not trying to be doom and gloom or anything, but
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's
We can agree
is
the
under
situation is grim.
yes.
And Roche,
Grim
look
it
at that
is.
Roche timer. Hot damn. That's a fast
Alright.
one.
Off you go, Spirit.
It's like, wasn't that like 15 seconds max? That was a very quick one.
Look at clock's current. Oh, guys, it's up. All right, look at the minimap. Look at the minimap.
Ping, ping, ping.
Turn around.
Radiant
Nope,
Bing,
they're gonna go for a
bong.
kill first. Oh, I thought they were gonna instantly
Toby.
turn.
Collapse toying with him there. And there's the sheep stick. Alright.
Jet.
Alright, okay. Let the poor guy out of his misery already. BKB used by Batrider. Gonna get Boom, and Boom will be grabbed. and they will get the connection with the hook shot and melee range. Make sure that Boom is out. 60 seconds dead. Celery getting burnt up. Shad has died somewhere in the jungle. GG is called. Viking are the one to tap out, and Team Spirit, they start this series 1-0.
Dire's top tower.
What a beautiful game for Team Spirit, honestly. I think just amazing stuff. I think the key thing is the identifier is the fact that this Kunkka last pick, it allows them to play a completely different type of game in which Viking just can't deal with. They can play passive. Their lack of early damage, which is always going to be an issue with these type of heroes, it doesn't come into effect because they play such a strong lane, and the Kunkka is so farmed that he's always able to be present in the fights. We mentioned the idea that Kunkka has to always be there for the fight, otherwise it's going to be an issue. Viking, they take this early bot tower, and it gives Kunkka such a free passage into the mid game, or the exit of laning phase, because guess what? If Viking have taken the bot tier 1 on Spirit, they only have to play for top or mid. Kunkka plays top side, keeping his TP active for mid. Therefore, it's literally impossible for him to not be in the fight, right? Because it's, you know, 2 lanes, he's got TP for one, he's in the other. I think that alone just allowed this Kunkka to have complete free farm, open up the map, and then Viking, they decided, well, we have to farm now. If we can't fight because Kunkka's there, we have to farm. And with the offlane Nyx and this Ench and the Coddle, they're not heroes that want to happily just sit in the jungle. They want to be proactive. So Viking just never got to play out their draft simply because of like the 8 to 15 minute portion of this game just never happened for them. And then Spirit, they just outscaled. So yeah, beautiful game from Team Spirit, and I think Kunkka for sure is the MVP. Itemization and just the way he played the map was really, really good.